Welcome everyone to the Coco Podcast. This is the very first episode. And this podcast is a place for where we shine a light on the voices in the cocoa industry in search for true sustainability. So I am your host, Emma Rose. I am founder of Rosie's Confections. And today I am joined by my lovely co-host, Ines Kervarec, who is my best friend, but also Rosie's Confections content creator. So we're both chocolate lovers and very passionate about the subject, and we're starting a conversation. So welcome everyone, and welcome Ines.
Hi everybody, welcome.
Awesome. So yeah, we're probably it's super informal introduction. We'll probably just talk about our life experience with chocolate, how it became such a central part of our lives and why we decided to start this podcast. So might as well start with how we met. So Ines has been a dear friend for a very long time. We met back in university, 2016? January 2016. So we both started school at a very unusual time. And we were roommates, so we kind of instantly bonded. And basically,
it was a very tumultuous relationship because we were together, we bonded a lot, and then she left, and then I left, and then she left again, I guess. So
yeah, gap semesters, years abroad, and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. So but eventually we just linked back, and she was starting Rosie's Confections in a very informal way, and then eventually it started as an actual business.
A year ago is when it was official.
Yeah. And a year ago it was when COVID started. I was still in college, and I graduated in June. And a couple of months later, you were like, "Hi, I need someone in marketing." And I was like, "Hey, I graduated from marketing."
Yep. Yeah, good story. Yeah, I started really focusing on really building my business a year ago. And the more I learned about chocolate, the more I realized I needed someone to be able to create the content that I wanted, because being a solopreneur is very hard. I can't do all the social media, all the chocolate production. I needed a team, and I was like, I tried hiring a marketing team because at first, that's what I felt I needed. And I did, I found a couple women who did some work for me, but it ended up being so expensive, and I was seeing no results, and they weren't really passionate about what I was doing. I felt, and so it didn't end up working out. And after that, and then one morning I was like, you know what, my girl just graduated and she graduated in business and marketing, and I need someone to take this seriously. Because chocolate is so fascinating. The whole world of chocolate is so fascinating. It's I can't believe that no one can get behind this. And so one morning I was so fed up. I sent her a text. I was like, hey, so I think you do a better job than the people I just hired at this. So are you interested in being my content creator? And I just sent the text off.
I said yes.
And then and then it was a marriage.
I said yes right away, because chocolate to me always was a comfort food. It was feeling good. It was always a safe bet when it came to having a snack, and especially on my period, but that's for the girls. And
hey, you know what's up.
You know what's up. But I never really knew what it was about, and then you asked me to join you on that journey, and chocolate became a source of curiosity, and slowly but surely, as I was learning about it, from it, it became a passion. And that's why I'm so grateful for you to become a chocolatier girl. We're gonna do amazing stuff. Yes.
Absolutely. For sure. Yeah, no, and it was a pretty crazy story how I got into chocolate even in the first place. Because I have a big culinary background. I've always loved cooking, and I've loved especially making art with like pastries and all that. You know, I worked at a bakery throughout university. Um, but I never, you know, I never worked with chocolate that much. It was, you know, maybe like I dipped some things in chocolate and that was really it. But then I remember one day my dad took me to New York City, and there was this chocolate shop that he loved, Newhouse Chocolate. They're a Belgian company. They have a few shops in New York City, but we walked into one of those and I was just blown away, like instantly, by the artistry that I saw in all the confections. It was like so many colors, shapes, flavors. It was really mind-blowing that like this one food could be so creative. And I was, you know, and that was what was first ticked me onto chocolate, basically. It's just like, okay, I can probably like get very creative with this. And so, you know, I went home and I started learning how to make truffles and just kind of doing things here and there. But when I first started, you know, I didn't even know what tempering chocolate was. And that's, you know, that's like the first thing you need to know as a chocolatier. So it was a learning experience, and I've basically been self-taught ever since. I went to a few master classes around the country where I learned, you know, about more fancy confections making, I guess.
Yes.
And yeah, and then, you know, a few years later, here I am starting a business, and honestly, when I started the business, it was really still all about the confections and about the art and about, you know, doing something that I loved. And, but I guess the more I learned about the source of my chocolate, where chocolate came from, I realized it was just such a depth that I didn't understand, and it really piqued my curiosity. So, you know, and the more I learned, the more I realized that there was a lot more that I needed to learn, but also a lot more that I needed to do as a chocolate company, to be, you know, I guess an ethical and sustainable chocolate company.
Yeah, I feel you on this, because this is very much something that we have in our generation, you know, caring about more than just having fun. You know, it's all about knowing how it affects us and our surroundings. Although surroundings are being larger than ever because traveling is easier than ever, and we have access to internet, which is showing us information that we never had before. So yeah. I feel like Rosie's is a lot about this now. It's more about learning about how our actions are impacting everything, and how we can teach people to understand that chocolate is more than just delicious food.
Yeah, right. It's a luxury. It really is.
Yeah.
No, and that's what's been really fascinating, is as we are building this company, we're really kind of learning at the same time in the process. You know, where I mean, I'm learning from Ines. I'm learning from my own content creator, because she goes and research, you know, just how chocolate is made, how it's processed, you know, and she really takes some deep dives into the industry. And, you know, that we put those articles up on Rosie's blog. And it's a really good blog, by the way. I would highly recommend to go check it out. Super educational, just very informative and fun to read. The depth of issues that are plaguing the industry is crazy, and when you don't know, you just don't know. But when you start to know, then I don't know, I think that because also chocolate is such there is so many parts of the supply chain. I think that anyone who wants to make a difference in the world and is passionate about any one of these things can really, I don't know, I guess find something worth fighting for. Because let's face it, most of us, and only the crazy one, most of us love chocolate, all right? And if you don't, well, I don't know, something was wrong with the way you were born, maybe.
Or how much you ate for like Easter, I guess.
or how much you ate for Easter, because let's face it, I used to hate chocolate. I used to hate chocolate, and that was because I got sick off of it. I learned to love it again. But I think, yeah, as I was saying, it's like if you are passionate about like geopolitics, if you're passionate about agriculture, if you're passionate about culinary arts, I mean, there's so many parts where you can really make an impact, and I think that's kind of like the purpose of this podcast, is to really kind of dive into all the parts of the industry. You know, we're going to be talking to cocoa farmers, journalists, and people who are, you know, close to the industry, basically. And we're going to be amplifying those voices to learn from them and really start the conversation and centralize it into one podcast, the Cocoa Podcast.
If I can add on to this, I would say that yes, all of this sounds amazing. The way you say it sounds a little bit. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. You know, you don't need to be an expert or to have a fine palate to enjoy fine chocolate.
Not at all.
It's all about education and knowing what to taste and what to look for. So, yeah, what I see about this Cocoa podcast, it's also in the future, it's hopefully to show people that it really is just that easy to have good taste in chocolate. And having good taste in chocolate makes a difference, you know, because it is a complex but beautiful food that has so much to offer, but it will if you let it.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Totally. And if anyone out there has ever like tried back to back a craft chocolate bar next to, you know, Hershey's chocolate bar. Yeah. Candy is really what it needs to be called. They know that like you can totally taste the difference. One tastes like sugar and one tastes like something else entirely.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. So I recently started working with a company called Mocha Origins. We're actually going to be selling their bars of chocolate at our store. I was completely blown away. So they have very single origin bars of chocolate. So 100% of their cocoa beans are sourced from different regions, and they're very transparent about it on their packaging and everything. So you can taste a bar, and a piece is from Venezuela, and it's like got these cherry, fruity notes, really crazy like flavors and bursts of like tropical fruits. And then you taste one bar that's from Ghana, and it really tastes more like what you would think of when you think of chocolate. You know, it's got those fudgy, darker notes, and it's just, I mean, and they're both 72% dark chocolate, but it's so contrasting. It's really just crazy. So, you know, anyone can taste the difference. Anyone can taste the difference. And, you know, we're very passionate here about, you know, teaching people how to taste those differences and, you know, explain to them why that is. Because it's really a very fun food, and it's been a luxury throughout history. I mean, chocolate was always used as, like earlier on, it was used as a currency or like a, like very sacred food. So, you know, you would use it for rituals. You would use it to like, it's played a very large role in societies from the past. And so it's just been crazy to see this evolve into what it is today, into like a commodity that everyone can enjoy. And I think it's really important to really get back to the roots.
Yes. And just like you said, you know, how two chocolates can, from different places, although it is the same strain, let's say, they can have different flavors because of multiple reasons. And this is what's so beautiful about it, because you can find the one that you like. It's not about who's someone's ex-favorite chocolate. It's about what is your favorite chocolate, what is the one that actually appeals to you and makes you twinkle, you know?
For sure. Yeah. And also, a lot of people like chocolate with other flavors, and that is something I totally love, is pairing chocolate with other foods. So that's what Rosie's Confections is all about. We don't make chocolate bars because we're not bean to bar makers. I don't actually make my own chocolate. I source it from ethical companies. But what I'm very passionate about is, mixing it with nuts or fruits, other flavors, and turning it into little works of art that are just like delicious, delightful bites. That's yeah, that's it. There's so much you can do with chocolate.
Yeah, that's what's fun about it.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, honestly, we got all our topics covered.
Yes, I think we went around everything for our first episode, although it's very informal. But hello, hi, welcome to the podcast.
We hope you'll listen to the next ones. We have some incredible guests lined up, and it's going to be really fun sharing with you guys, and really learning from the best people in the industry right now. Super fun. Yeah. Cool. Well, all right. I will be saying the outro then.
Okay.
Thank you everyone who joined here on live. It was very fun, and it's been a great conversation, great day, and cool. So we will be posting this on Thursday. So if you didn't catch the first part of this conversation, you'll be able to see it then. And otherwise, we will see you at the next podcast. Thank you everyone so much.
Bye.
Bye, Ines.
Bye.